think when people look at the picture, look at my work, they kind of like exploring and finding. So kind of a bit like Where's Waldo. You're kind of looking to see what everything's made of and guessing. I think people have quite a lot of fun doing that. I don't think my pictures make people salivate and hungry. I think they kind of, it's about wonderment rather than kind of appetite, really. Although people say that they do feel hungry when they see some of the images. Well, when I look at bread, I kind of see textures and cracks that look like rocks. I mean, you know, this is the most beautiful piece of bread here, and it's got all this sort of bubbling that goes on the outside of it, and all of these shapes, they just remind me of rocks. When you look at this really close up with all its little bits of pepper, and there's chili, I think, in this one as well, it just has this wonderful texture of something that's a lot larger. It reminds me of more natural things in the wider world. And I'm really interested in the connection between landscape and food. My favourite picture that I've done, out of all the scenes I've made, my favourite picture is still the fishscape. I don't know, it's convincing, but it's sort of got this atmosphere of coldness about it, which is different to a lot of the warm sunshine and the sort of prettier kind of pictures that I've made. So yeah, for me it kind of feels more like a real illusion. I'm closing my eyes as I think about it because I imagine them going off, and I can imagine the rest of the scene and the coastline. When I'm building them and photographing them and lighting them, it becomes a point in which they change from just being food in front of a lens to becoming having a sense of place. Actually it becomes for me an alternate reality. Normally when I'm doing a scene we start from a drawing, and I do a sketch kind of, so it's come from my imagination. I mean, I use very traditional kind of techniques that painters, like classical painters, would use, of pathways or rivers and streams that will draw you into a picture. It's quite cliche, but it's also something that people are very comfortable with. They know it, they know that visual format, and so they are seduced by the comfort factor. And that's what I like to do, to just draw them into something which they think looks real, and then, wow, it's actually food. And making this feel a little bit more like a bigger place. When you use a wide-angle lens in photography, it can distort things, but it can give you this wonderful depth of field and this feeling of scale and depth and perspective. So getting the camera low down is really important, and everything gets dressed to the camera. Kale's brilliant because it's got this wonderful texture. You can open it out and use this little pieces like as pathways. But close up it looks like sort of bushes, and you can use it in the distance as well for sort of rainforest canopy. I mean, the only problem I have is with blue sky because there's no blue food. I'm just going to dress this in like that, and all of a sudden you can see just little movements and patterns that it creates. Just starts to kind of feel like it's sort of starting to rush and foam up. But yeah, there are cities. I like to do Venice out of pasta. I like to do sort of more seascapes, holiday scenes, scenes from movies, scenes from fairy tales. I mean, there are so many different kind of landscapes and scenes that I can create. You know, it's endless. Well, I'm hoping that because there's such a wide interest in the work from all ages and from all countries, I'm hoping that it's going to be used more as a vehicle to help promote healthy eating. I think that's my, real raison d'etre here, is to not have this as just being pretty pictures made out of food, but actually doing some good with it.
So what do you think?
I think it looks great. I like it. Do you like it?
Yeah. I mean, you just made this in under an hour.
Oh, that's good. That's good for me. Yeah, you have to draw the line at certain foods to promote, and I don't really want to promote bad foods, and if I'm kind of going to be helping support healthy eating causes, then I certainly don't want to be seen to be doing that.